Hi, my name is Alex Cochi with Gustan Show Associates. I want to talk to you about how I analyze credit and what you should expect when someone says, "Let me run your credit," and you're like afraid to let us run your credit because you think it's bad. Well, here's some tips for you to let the mortgage broker know before he runs it that you have these bad things on there. So first thing I'm looking at is your score. Great, you got a good score. I'm happy. Now, if your score is kind of borderline, I look at maybe what's wrong with this. So the first thing I'm looking for these days is this thing's called disputes. A lot of you guys out there are disputing your trade lines. You're using companies to fight your bad debt. And let me explain how that interferes with my ability to do my job. So if there's a dispute on a trade line that's over $1,000 and it's within 24 months, or there's a dispute on a charge-off or a collection, I have to remove those disputes and rescore your file if I can't use the credit report at first glance. So I can't even tell you for sure if I'm going to get you approval or not, because that credit report is basically no good. I can give you an idea of what I think, but I can't actually run it through the AUS system and trust that approval, because when I remove those disputes, it's going to show those credit trade lines that you've disputed. So when you dispute something, it covers it up like putting a blanket over it, and it doesn't exist. So that's when it uncovers it. Now it's going to analyze that you have bad credit that it didn't analyze before. So that's the problem with disputing. So that's one of the things I'm really looking for immediately, okay? Then I'm looking for collections. I'm looking to see if you have collections, because if you have collections that add up to over $2,000, I got to hit you for 5% of it. And that counts as a debt. It's a hypothetical debt. You're not actually paying anybody that. We pretend that you have that debt. If you got charge-offs and you get approved eligible, I don't have to count them. If the charge-offs are in the last 24 months, you cannot go manual underwrite, because that's considered derogatory credit that's major. That'll stop you from getting a manual underwrite. So if you have a charge-off that happened within 24 months, you're not going to get a manual underwrite. But if you get approved eligible, I don't count that charge-off debt. So I'll keep that. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for collections, charge-offs, what dates they are, how old they are, that kind of stuff. If they're medical collections, they don't count at all. So stop paying off your medical collections before you come to see us, because it's not going to. Medical collections are a no-brainer. They're a nothing burger in our business. So I'm looking at disputes, I'm looking at collections, I'm looking at charge-offs, and I'm looking for your student loan debt. Student loan debt has a lot of facets to it. Depends if you're going conventional or FHA. If you're going or VA. If you're going conventional, I can use IBR payments, which are reduced payments, lower than the 1% that underwriters are going to use if it says zero. They have to hit you for something. So if it says zero there and it's deferred, you guys all say to me, "Oh, it's deferred, it says zero." Conventional will hit you for 1%, FHA will hit you for 1%. So that 1% could be on 100,000, could be a $1,000 payment, might not qualify you. But if conventional allows you to do some IBR payments, I'm not going to go into that, that's my trick. FHA allows an extended standard payment plan, and VA just takes 5% of the student loan debt and divides by 12 months, and that's your debt for VA. So VA is pretty standard unless it's deferred for more than 1 year. So these are things I'm looking at to calculate your total credit picture and what debts I can really start using. Now that I've got all your debts squared away and I know what your debts are going to be, I look at all the payments that you have. So I'm looking at all the payments for your credit report, and if I see a car payment with 2 months left and it's a $200 car payment and you make $100 grand a year, I can exclude that $200 payment. If you make 20 grand a year and you have an $800 car payment and you got 5 months left on it, I have to hit you for it, because there's a 5% of your income, monthly income rule. So if you have less than 10 months on a debt that's an installment debt, you don't have to count it if the payment is less than 5% of your monthly gross income. So that's what I'm looking for, which some things I can exclude. I'm also looking for small debts that have an $80 balance with an $80 payment. I'm going to say pay that off. So I'm looking for things where we can reduce your debts too. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. Score first, then I'm looking for disputes, then I'm looking at your collections, then I'm looking at your debts that we can exclude, and then possibly from there how I can get your scores up or reduce your debts further by paying some debts off. And that's how I analyze a credit report. I want you to call me because I'm really good at this. My phone number is 630-915-7550. Go to gustanshow.com. We got tons of blogs on credit reports. Thanks.